moving. Bro, my headphones are on full. Oh, my headphones are on. That was so freaking absurdly loud. What? You know you love me. You know you can. Is this the TV? Well, guess what? I need a tape. Oh. There's like literally nothing there. I know how to run like this. Damn. Did I already check in my watch? Oh no, I went the wrong way. Oh. There's nothing there. Wow. What?
They set up every part of their plan around watching you crumble. They aim to see you helpless, unsure, trapped in self-doubt, and feeling hopeless. But they failed to realize you weren't placed here to be destroyed. You came to reveal what lies beneath illusions. You didn't have to plan revenge or fight using underhanded tactics. All you had to do was be who you are, and that alone was enough to make their entire setup implode. Those who are set apart carry a power they'll never fully grasp. You don't just go through life. You alter the very direction of events around you. You can stand still.
Weird. What the
f- naturally as breath. The very force that shields you is the same.
Where is she? She's not here.
This is the core reason
I don't see her downstairs. Maybe she's still.
Even when they act uninterested. What really torments them is the burden of their own choices finally crushing them. Some folks speak of karma like it's a slow march, far in the distance, creeping up gradually, but sometimes it moves quicker.
Don't tell me I have to go down there.
Wearing a human face, yours, and it doesn't ask permission before balancing every scale in sight. The moment it appears, everything hidden begins to crumble. You were never just another passerby in their life. You were the test they flunked, the truth they ran from, the reckoning they swore would never appear. Take a good look around.
Where is she?
Notice how their demeanor has changed. That inflated ego is gone. The confidence they
Why
once
am I
had
able
when
to run so
tarnishing your name
fast?
has vanished. Those who once stood by them are now stepping away, denying any involvement. Because that's what happens at the start of a collapse. People scatter, not wanting to be caught in the debris. And you didn't have to lift a finger. No calculated payback. No petty moves. No attempts to ruin them. The universe handled all of that for you. When someone stoops so low to attack a person with a unique destiny, the damage they inflict isn't just outward. It gnaws at them from within. A constant reminder of what they've done. They're trapped in their own regret, fear, and shame.
If she comes in the room, I'm gone.
Deep down, they
She
know
comes in
they
this room, I'm like,
priceless.
I'm talking about
They're
something.
peace. So if you've ever felt a shift to the room when you
I
walk in,
low-key got hopped.
either
What the
idolize
freak?
you or
I got
hate you for no
bunnies
apparent
on
reason.
it for
It's
days.
not by chance. Your presence alone reveals who they really are, whether they're ready to face it or not. Some would rather self-sabotage than admit you were the best
How do I
influence that
exit?
ever came into their life. Now they're drowning in exposure, and all you did was keep moving forward. They
Why is
assumed
it
no one
square?
would find out. Now they're stuck under a glaring spotlight. A snake might
Let's go to
shed
that
its
bathroom
skin,
part
but
again.
it's still a snake. The problem is that once bright light hits it, everyone sees it for what it truly is. They believe themselves immune from consequences, lied and schemed behind a polished facade. They navigated every social circle with confidence, convinced they had buried all traces of truth beyond discovery. Grinning behind closed doors, they thought they could never be traced, never be found out, and could rewrite every detail of the story to suit themselves. But what happens when the lies start to come undone? When those they duped begin seeing past the smoke and mirrors? When the bigger world wakes up to the fact that they were never as powerful, upright, or unassailable as they pretended, the story tends to unfold in predictable stages. First, they're smug, floating on a sense of untouchability. Then the cracks form. Their synthetic composure seeing this
rock.
video on May 5th, 2025,